Come with me on an adventure, a day within the days of my life. My life is not dissimilar to many people's lives. In fact, 1 in 5 people are living with mental health issues. That's around 450 million people living with some form of disorder. Depression is the leading cause of disability in the world. Mental health has many faces such as anxiety, dementia, ADHD, insomnia, bulimia, phobias, postpartum addictions, and OCD, to name but a few. Some have scarier faces than others, but all are just as important. Now, you're not going to believe this, but 2/3 of these people never seek help. This is due to many reasons, including stigma, discrimination, and neglect. And suicide is the #1 killer of men aged 18 to 45 in Britain. Think about why this is. Boys don't cry, I suppose, comes to mind. But that is just perception. You know, you gotta let those tears flow like Niagara at times. There's no need to beat your chest in submission. Think of the tears you're saving from your loved ones. Well, I suppose I'm lucky in a sense, as my adventure in life hasn't ended by my own hand. But left to my own devices, I probably would. But not quite yet. I've been blessed with many issues over the years, ranging from conflict-based PTSD, depression, substance misuse, and my favourite, suicidal ideation. Every day is a battle. From the second I wake up to the moment I go to bed. Sometimes I even just roll out of bed and lay on the floor for a few days without being able to move. You know, for me, mental health is just as life-threatening than any other disease, and yet it's the most stigmatised. People seem to think that depression is contagious, or it can be fixed with just a, hey, just give us a smile. Gray skies are going to clear up, so put on a happy face. But yeah, we've heard it all before, so I'm not going to go on about it. But here's a smile anyway. But what am I doing about it? Well, you know, here's the thing, people. Monsters, they do exist. Whether manifested internally or directed towards us externally, they do indeed live among us and within us. I'm not talking about hairy, pointed-teethed beasts from books and films, although I'm pretty sure that the myths and legends were derived from truths. I am talking about how we perceive mental illness, such as the rage that develops within someone that comes out when it cannot be stopped, much like the werewolf. Or the emotional transformation that occurs when certain substances are ingested to bring out that monster, such as Jekyll and Hyde. Now, there are always apologies and analogies to these anomalies that we just can't quite understand, so we create myths to describe the occurrences that are aligned more with the occult than the actualities. But we will never tame the beasts until we stop locking it up. So back in my boozing days, you know, I would truly release the monster inside me. And I wanted to understand this, so I would look in the mirror and I would contort my face to try and create a physical monster to match the emotional monster that I was feeling within me. It never seemed to work, but it was quite scary. And that is when the makeup started getting laid on thick and fast. It was brought to you by the letters PTSD. So flashbacks added tears, nightmares added frowns, and those rarely got turned upside down. Divorce added sadness, and alcohol and drugs added a nice foundation for it all. This went on and on as different masks went on and on, making it darker and darker. I used to moan and groan that it was everyone else painting the mask on me and pushing these smiles upon this mug of mine. But as the days and years have gone by, guess what? It seemed a light was turned on within. This here is a self-portrait. I now feel I'm actually in recovery and the lights are on. I feel the sun, I feel the breeze. I laugh and I love life. So people say the road is long with many a winding turn, which is great advice, but it's not very succinct. It's quite abstract and open to interpretation. Many people have said this to others as the years have gone by over the ages, and they've spoken of this special path to a plethora of people. Lately, I've been looking back at my road as more of a trail of tribulations, with many accidents and detours strewn with its fair share of horrific roadkill. You know, I've been slowing down to a near standstill to rubberneck the perceived disasters by the edge of the road, which isn't really doing anybody good, and I'm just causing more accidents along the way. But it would seem that if I unfold my trail in a different light, it becomes a map to my mental wellness. Those crashes and carcasses become art pieces and new recipes. Life can now be full of tourist attractions off the beaten track, instead of beating myself up to attract attention. And at this crossroads that I find myself at, it is conclusive proof that this, whatever this is, too shall pass. Whether I tell you or someone else tells you, this is the true constant in life. So one foot in front of the other, we'll get there. You know, life's the adventure, and it's out there for us to find.